What's going on, everybody, and welcome back once again to the channel. And in this video I'm going to be doing my top 5 corners heading into the 2023 NFL season. Without further ado, let's begin. So coming in at number 5, I have Patrick Surtain, who's now been in the league for 2 seasons. His rookie year is 2021. Patrick Surtain has already established himself as one of the top corners in the NFL. I was really struggling whether or not to put him in this number 5 spot or another player who I actually ended up leaving out of this list. But Patrick Surtain, 6 interceptions in his first 2 seasons. Quarterbacks, when passing his direction, in both years of his career, have under 60% completion rating, which is very good. He's allowed under 1,000 yards through the 2 years combined. When quarterbacks target him in 2021, they had a 61.3 passer rating, which is very good for the corner. And then this past year was 82.6, not as amazing, but still very good. Patrick Surtain, one of the top corners right now. A great combination of size and speed at the cornerback position. Coming in at number 4, I have Jaire Alexander, who the season before last missed pretty much all of 2021. This past year was a huge comeback season for him, and he took the advantage of it. He had 5 interceptions. Quarterbacks, when throwing in his direction, 59.8 completion rating and a 63.7 passer rating. That is very impressive coverage there. And Jaire Alexander is the only guy throughout the entire 22 NFL season that actually was able to lock down Justin Jefferson. Nobody was able to guard Justin Jefferson or completely lock him down, and Jaire was able to do so in that matchup late in the season. Very impressive on Jaire Alexander's part. He's still he reestablished himself as still one of the top corners in the NFL this past season. And yeah, by the way, just wanted to take a brief moment to say all these advanced stats, the completion rating for quarterbacks percentage and the passer rating is all according to Pro Football Reference. Coming in at number 3, I have Jalen Ramsey, who was regarded as the top corner in the NFL undisputably for a few years, up until really this past season. Now, he obviously this offseason got traded to the Miami Dolphins from the Los Angeles Rams, a steal of a trade, because Jalen Ramsey is still that guy. He had 4 interceptions in 2022, along with 2 forced fumbles, which is impressive for a corner. And then, if we look at some of his advanced statistics, quarterbacks, when throwing in his direction, had a 62.6 completion rating, which isn't that impressive for Ramsey. It's about average, but have an 84.5 passer rating, which is pretty solid on Ramsey's part. Ramsey's still that guy. You gotta have him up here. Obviously, I don't think he might be the same dominant player he was, but he's still one of the top corners in the NFL, undoubtedly. And I think the Dolphins trading for him was a great move in that, especially because of that division that they are in. Now, coming in at number 2, maybe one of the most controversial players in the NFL in terms of how people feel about his play on the field, Trayvon Diggs. Now, either you really think he's overrated or you think he's underrated. Trayvon Diggs in 2021 had 11 interceptions, and then this past season he had 3. Total in his first 3 years, he has 17 interceptions. He has been a pick artist in the NFL through his first 3 years, but with those picks comes a lot of big plays given up. Now, he's one of those corners who takes risks. He's going to get those turnovers, but then he's also going to get cooked because he takes those risks. And we really saw that come out in 2021 when he allowed almost 1,000 yards through the air on his end. But he improved that number this year, lowering that to 673 yards. Quarterbacks, when throwing his way, had a 64.7 completion rating. Average, that's similar to Jalen Ramsey's. And then an 86.1 passer rating, which is pretty solid on Trayvon Diggs' part. Now, obviously, Trayvon Diggs just got paid highest paid corner in the NFL. I think that was a great move for the Cowboys. You got to keep this guy. And now he has Stephon Gilmore on the other side of him, which is going to force quarterbacks to have to throw in his direction more often than they would like to, which is going to lead to, I think, even more interceptions for him. But again, he's one of those players that some people really just think his style of play is not good, and some people do. I think it is good. I think in today's NFL, yards are going to be given up regardless, and if you can make those game-changing turnovers, you are one of the top corners in the league. And that's why I have Trayvon Diggs coming in at number 2. And Stephon Gilmore, speaking of Stephon Gilmore, I really considered putting him at number 5 over Patrick Surtain, which means I would have had 2 top 5s in the same position on the same team, which would have been wild. But I edged Surtain over Gilmore because of the youth and, you know, the continued growth. But coming in at number 1, I have Sauce Gardner, who I think right now is the guy as the top corner in the NFL. I think most people are in agreement with that. Maybe not 100%, but I think most people are in agreement with that. After he's only been in the league for 1 year, this past season was his rookie year. He only had 2 interceptions, but the guy was just locked down, man. He was just locked down. 53% completion percentage when quarterbacks would throw in his direction, which is very impressive. 452 yards allowed only, and when quarterbacks would throw in his direction, they had a 62.7 passer rating. This guy was just a lockdown corner pretty much almost against anybody he would play. Sauce Gardner, I think, has emerged as one of the top players in the whole NFL after just 1 season. I think he's going to continue to grow. I mean, he's got that combinate. He's got great size. He's 6'3". He's a huge corner. His speed isn't off the charts, but it's pretty good. It's slightly above average, I want to say. In his rookie season in the NFL, he won Defensive Rookie of the Year, defensive. He got a vote in Defensive Player of the Year, and he also got First Team All Pro and a Pro Bowl. All the accolades are already there for Sauce Gardner, and like I said, he's only going to continue to grow. Great player right now for the New York Jets. So yeah, this is now those are my top 5 corners. Tough list to make as all the lists. The only position I have left now for heading into the 2023 NFL season is top 5 safeties. They'll be coming out in a couple of days, so stay in tuned for that. We saw some heavy-duty extensions yesterday in the NFL. We mentioned Trayvon Diggs earlier. Justin Herbert now the highest-paid quarterback in the NFL right now in terms of money per year. Well-deserved. I get he hasn't won a playoff game, but I mean, still, I mean, that guy, the sky's the limits with him. And we also saw Saquon Barkley finally come to terms with the New York Giants on a 1-year deal. So, yeah. Comment down below what you guys think about all this. And other than that, I will see you guys next time.